everybody, Erica here. Today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about a topic that comes up really frequently in my toddler and older sleep Q&A group. And that topic is nighttime feedings and how to cut them out. I have a ton of parents who would love to get their child sleeping through the night, sleeping a little more independently, but are still feeding their child bottles or breastfeeding at night and feel like that's really keeping them from being able to use any of the other strategies that I talk about. So the good news is that there are actually plenty of things that you can do that are really effective for reducing nighttime feedings and then cutting them out altogether. But I want to clarify a couple of things first. So first of all, you don't want to cut out these feedings cold turkey. The reason for that is that your child is currently getting some of their total calorie needs at night, and they're used to doing that. So if you just completely cut out their calories at night, it's almost like you're cutting out one of their meals, and they're gonna be hungry and they're probably gonna wake up and be mad about it. So don't try, just do this cold turkey. I wouldn't recommend it. The second thing that I want to mention is that what I'm talking about here is cutting out nighttime feedings in kids who are toddler age and older. I'm not talking about babies. Lots of babies do need to eat throughout the night. I'm not going to get into the specifics of what age babies need to eat through the night. So here I'm talking about kids who are toddler and older, who are biologically fine going that long without eating, as long as they're getting their total calories met during the day. So healthy, growing toddlers. All right, so first, bottle feeding. I'm going to start with bottle feeding because it's easier. And the reason that it's easier is because you can be more systematic about reducing feedings when you're using a bottle. Because what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, this is how much milk my baby is currently getting, or sorry, not my baby, my child is currently getting. I think I still call my toddler baby, so that's why I said that. This is how much milk that my toddler or older is currently getting, and this is how many times I'm feeding them. So when they wake up at the times that you're currently feeding them, and you are going to give them the usual amount of milk that they are used to, and when you're ready to start reducing it, you're going to reduce it by 1 ounce, and you're going to reduce it by 1 ounce every couple days. So say your child's used to getting 4 ounces of milk when they wake up to eat. The next day, you're going to reduce that to 3. You're going to do that the day after that, 2. And then the next day, you're going to do that to 2. And once you get to 1 ounce and you've given 1 ounce of milk for 2 nights in a row, you are going to switch from milk to water. If you're still having nighttime wake-ups after multiple days of water, then you'll probably have to use other behavioral methods to address the nighttime wake-ups, but you can feel better about doing that because you're going to know that your child isn't waking up because they're hungry at that point. So you can, use a reward chart for sleeping through the night, or, start some sleep fading where you're intervening a little bit less. Some of the other methods that I talk about, but you're going to know that you're not keeping them from eating one of their usual meals at that point. All right, so breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is going to be a little bit more difficult because obviously you can't be quite as systematic as you were with reducing ounce by ounce in the bottle. So if you're going to stop offering nursing sessions at night, the first thing that you're going to want to make sure that you do is that you stop co-sleeping. Stopping a child from breastfeeding when they are sleeping next to their food source is going to be extremely difficult. And most moms that I talk to who are looking to stop breastfeeding at night are also looking to stop co-sleeping, and they're really just looking for which order should I do it in. So the order is first, stop co-sleeping, second, stop breastfeeding at night. And I'm going to link a couple of blog articles that I wrote on how to stop co-sleeping as a starting point, and start with that. And once you are done co-sleeping, then start reducing the nighttime feedings after that. But while you're working on moving from co-sleeping, don't worry about reducing feedings. All right, so if your child is still waking up after moving to their own room, my suggestion is keeping track of, when they're waking up and eating. And if this is an option for you, have their dad feed them using a bottle. The reason for that being that it's easier to fade out those bottles systematically, like I talked about earlier, and your child isn't going to be, you know, trying to breastfeed with their dad. They're going to be used to being fed in a different way. So they're still getting their calories, but you're moving away from breastfeeding. If their dad isn't available to do this, then I have another method. Not all hope is lost. What you can do is, instead of reducing the amount of milk by ounce, you can start reducing the amount of minutes that you're nursing during nighttime feedings. So if you you set your timer, you find out that usually when you're feeding your child at night, it is, 7 minutes. Then when you're ready to start reducing, feed them only for 6 minutes. This is going to be a little bit of work in the middle of the night. Take your cell phone, turn the brightness all the way down, use your timer app. But this is one way that you can reduce the amount of nighttime feeding in a really gentle, slow way, and while they slowly start getting those calories during the day. And then one thing that I want to mention, if your child is starting to sleep through a time when they would normally wake up to eat, don't wake them up. They don't need to eat if they're not waking up looking to eat. So some of this might happen as they start to get more of their calories from the day or using these other methods. They might not need to eat at night.